Mr. Right here, and welcome to this film which contains lots of GCSE questions involving probability trees. You can download a copy of the questions by hitting the link in the film description. You can do the questions and then watch the film, or you can watch the film and pause it now and again, try the question, and then watch me do the question myself. If you find the film useful, please do hit like, and if you're preparing for your exams, you may want to subscribe to the channel. Right, let's get on with the maths. Okay, there are 20 glasses in a cupboard. 13 are large and 7 are small. Roberto takes at random 2 glasses from the cupboard. Complete the probability tree diagram. Right, to start with, the probability of him taking a large one is 13 out of 20 because there are 13 large glasses out of the 20. And similarly, the probability of him taking a small one is 7 out of 20. Right, let's imagine that he takes a large glass, and now we're here. So he's taken a large glass, and now there are only 12 large glasses left out of the 19, and there are still 7 out of the 19 which are small. Let's go back to the beginning. He's here. He takes a small glass. Right, so now he's here, about to take the second glass. There are obviously 19 glasses left. How many of those are large? Well, still 13. And how many are small? Well, there used to be 7 small ones, but he's taken one, so now there are only 6. So that's the probability tree diagram done, and I'm asked to work out the probability that he takes 2 small glasses. That's the probability that ends up here. So he's got to take a small one and then another small one. Remember, you multiply the probabilities, and so the answer will be 42 over whatever 20 times 19 is, 380. And you can cancel that to 21 out of 190. And you can put nothing else, I don't think, into that. So I think that that is your final answer, cancel down, and that's that question complete. Okay, Rudolph goes to the gym. The probability that he uses a treadmill is 0.8. So I can write that here, 0.8. So the probability that he doesn't use the treadmill is 0.2. Okay. When he uses the treadmill, so when he's up here, he's used the treadmill, the probability that he uses the cross trainer is 0.3. So I'm thinking the probability that he doesn't use the cross trainer is 0.7. When he does not use the treadmill, so now I'm here, he hasn't used the treadmill, the probability of using the cross trainer is 0.6. So the probability of not using the cross trainer must be 0.4. Complete the probability tree diagram. I've done that. Work out the probability that Rudolph uses both the treadmill and the cross trainer. So he's got to end up here, hasn't he? He's got to use the treadmill and use the cross trainer. So I'm going to multiply the probabilities, which gives me 0.24. And that is that question finished. Each day that Barney goes to college, he either goes by bus or he walks. Okay. The probability that he'll go to college by bus on any day is 0.3. Look at that. That's been labelled here for us, hasn't it? So I'm guessing the probability that he walks must be 0.7. When Barney goes to college by bus, so when he's here, the probability that he's late is 0.2. So the probability that he's on time must be 0.8. When Barney walks to college, the probability that he's late is 0.1, and the probability, therefore, that he's not late must be 0.9. Complete the probability tree diagram. Done that. Barney will go to college on 200 days next year. Work out an estimate for the number of days he'll be late. Well, let's see, when is he late? He's late here and here. So the probability of him being late is the probability of getting to this outcome or to that outcome. The probability of getting to this outcome is 0.3 times 0.2, 0.06, And the probability of getting to this outcome is 0.7 times 0.1, 0.07. So the probability of him getting to one or the other of these outcomes, the probability of him being late, are those two probabilities added together. So the probability of him being late is 0.13. So out of 200 days, I'd expect him to be late on 0.13 times 200 of them. And on my calculator, that's 26 days. In a small village, one bus arrives a day. The probability of rain in the village is 0.3. Have a look at this. Look, the probability it's raining is 0.3, so the probability it's not raining is 0.7. If it rains, so we're here now, the probability of the bus being late is 0.4, so therefore I guess the probability of it being on time must be 0.6. If it does not rain, okay, we're here, the probability of the bus being late is 0.15, so therefore the probability of it being on time must be 0.85, 1 minus 0.15. Great, that is the tree diagram complete. Work out the number of days the bus will be late over a period of 80 days. Well, let's work out the probability of it being late. Now, it could be late here, when it rains and the bus is late, or it could be late here, when it doesn't rain and the bus is still late. So we'll need to work out the probability of getting to either of those outcomes and then add those two probabilities. So 0.3 times 0.4, 0.12, that's the probability of it raining and the bus being late. 0.7 times 0.15, that will be the probability of it not raining and the bus still being late. 0.7 times 0.15, and that is 0.05. So the probability of either of those happening, i.e. the probability of the bus being late, is those two probabilities added together, which is 0.225. So how many days do we expect this bus to be late over 80 days? Well, 0.225 of the 80 days is 18 days on my calculator. And that is the answer to that question. George has a bag of marbles. There are 6 red marbles and 4 white marbles in the bag. George takes out a marble at random and records its colour. Without replacement, George takes out another marble at random. So that means he doesn't put the first marble back in. Okay? Complete the probability tree diagram. Right. When he takes the first marble, there are 10 marbles in the bag. Now, 6 of them are red, so the probability of getting a red is 6/10, and the probability of getting a white is 4/10, because 4 of them are white. When he takes the second marble, so when he's here or here, there are going to be only 9 marbles left in the bag, because he's already taken out one and he hasn't replaced it. Okay, if the first one he takes is red, then after taking that marble out, there are going to be 5 red marbles left in the bag and 4 white marbles. There were 6 red marbles, but of course he's taken one out. Back to the beginning. If the first marble he takes is white, then there are going to be 9 marbles left in the bag, but only 3 of those will be white now, because he's taken out a white already, and 6 of them will be red. There's the probability tree diagram complete. Find the probability that the 2 marbles are the same colour. Well, there are going to be 4 possible things that could happen. He could have a red followed by a red followed by a white followed by a red, and a white followed by a white. Here the 2 marbles are the same colour, and here the 2 marbles are the same colour. So I'm going to find the probability of getting red, red, and the probability of getting white, white, and add those probabilities together. Now the probability of getting a red and a red is 6/10 multiplied by 5/9, which, by the way, is 30/90. And the probability of getting a white followed by a white is 4/10 multiplied by 3/9, which, by the way, is 12/90. So the probability of getting red, red, or white, white are those two probabilities added together, 42/90. And if I put that in my calculator and cancel it down, I get the answer 7/15. And that is that question finished. That's the lot for this film. I hope you found it useful. Please tell me so. Please hit like, please leave a comment, and do consider subscribing to the channel.